Hi, you guys. So I'm going to read y'all this quote. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 5. Love is patient, love is kind. It is not envy, it is not boast. It is not proud, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrong. The reason why I wanted to read y'all that today is because when you're being gang stalked or targeted, they will send people into your life that you end up forming a connection with and a bond with, that you probably are going in with righteous attention, tendencies in this relationship, going in it wholeheartedly. And it's so important for you to remember that love is kind, love is patient, love does not, count your wrongs. Love is supposed to be there to help you and support you. And if you're not getting that from a relationship, walk away and don't stay. Don't make the same mistakes that I've made. Because that's what God intended on love being: patient, kind, caring, just loving, these people. So, for instance, the honey trap that they sent me, 3 months into us dating, he slapped me. Why I didn't walk away then, I can't even tell you why, because I have no clue why, other than now that I realized I was on heavy spell work. And that's the only thing I can think of, because I do feel like I'm a very strong, independent, well-minded person. And I normally do what's right and try my best to, at least. I'm not perfect, but I try my best to like make um, good decisions. Um, but I stayed anyway. And as the time has gone on, it's gotten worse. And, you know, if God intended love to be kind and patient and caring, when they start showing you who they really are, walk away. And before you lose everything, and then you feel like you have nowhere else to go and you're trapped in that situation, um because it is love is supposed to be caring and kind and supportive. Support is um one of the number one keys that I feel like is really important, because when you build relationships with people, you believe you're building a support system. You believe you're building someone that's going to uplift you and make you feel good. Well, in my experience with my honey trap, we can have good days. We'll have good days here at home, but as soon as we go out in public, he'll start acting different. And the moment he starts acting different, I know it's because whatever has been said about me, or whatever they believe, the way he's treating me. And he wants to show them that he is treating me like crap. He wants to show them that I guess I'm the one that follows him and calls him and stalks him, which is far from the truth. But these are things that are being said. Um you just know, like, for instance, there's this time we were at Walmart, and now I don't go into Walmart with him, and he gets mad. Oh, you never want to come in the store with me. Yeah, I'm not going to go in the store to be belittled. I'm not going to go in the store to be everyone's mockery. So I rather just sit in the car and wait, and you go in there and get what you need. And because when you are in a relationship like this, you are basically the mockery, and everyone's watching and looking to see how he's treating you. And for anyone to sit back and think that that's funny, that someone is belittling another human being, is very sad. It's very sad on your end. But I'm not saying interfere in anyone's relationship or interfere in um, anything that, other people have going on. But when you know it's happening and you know it's being done intentional, and you sit back and watch, and you have your, bucket of popcorn waiting right there to see it happen, um, you're a low person, because I could never understand that. I could never just sit back and know that I intentionally sent someone there to harm this person. Everyone knows that they're intentionally there to, you know, cause chaos in this person's life and think it's funny. I just will never understand that. But anyway, the very last time I went into Walmart with him, or one of the very last times, occasionally I'll still go in, but I'll go my way and he'll go his way, just because to me it's just better that way. Because like I said, I'm not going to be no one's, TV show, which I am basically, but not. I'm not gonna. I know what they're doing, so I'm not gonna, continue to put myself in that situation to where I'm being, mocked in front of everybody. But one of the very last times I went in there, we had a great day. We're laughing, joking, whatever, and he was gonna go get a sandwich for work, and we grab the things we need, and then like the Walmart was so crowded, and everywhere I seem to go it's always so crowded now, when it wasn't that way before. But it was so crowded, and where he was grabbing the sandwich, I said I'm gonna go to the register, and I know he nodded and said yes. I know he was like, but then he goes over there to where I'm at in line, mind you, there's a line full of people, and throws the sandwich inside of the basket, and like mean mugs me, rolls his eyes, and walks off. And I said, "Hey, Travis." And he continues to walk. So I'm like, okay. So I just, and at this point, I can see everyone looking at me. And did I feel like ashamed? And did I feel like belittled in that moment? Yes, I most definitely did. Um, so when we get to the car, I'm like, "What's your problem? Why would you do that?" And like, he was like, "Because you just walked off." And I was like, "I told you I was going." And then he starts, they try to like mind F you, basically. "You didn't say you were going over there." "Yes, I did. And you nodded. So why would you nod?" And you know what I mean? But it's to put up a show to everybody. Or maybe it's because they've talked so much crap about you and they need it to be believable, and they need you to act in the way that they're saying that you react. And these are things that they do. These are like you know, things that I know are being talked about everywhere I've gone, everywhere we moved, every hotel room, I know he sleeps around with them and people out there. And then when I go out there, the women want to look at me like, "Yeah, I had him." Well, yeah, you can have him. That's what I want to say, because I'm like, I know I'm not dumb, but I'm put in a situation to where I did help put myself in this situation, but I have nowhere to go. So for you to think like you're better because you had him, you're not the only one that's had him. Everyone has had him. The whole city, the whole community probably has had him, So you're nothing special, honey. And the fact that that makes you feel like empowered, that makes you feel good as a woman, that makes you feel whatever it is that it makes you feel like, I feel sorry for you, because I know I don't need um to belittle another woman or another human being to make myself feel good, or to know who I am and who I was created to be, and um what I am, So I just want to say, to you that are being gang stalked and that have or haven't experienced yet, you will, because that's what they do. They use your lovers to like manipulate you. My ex-husband used to tell me, so I did ask my ex-husband for an open relationship, right? But this is because I was young, really young then. I was like in my 20s. I was super young, and like, I had a high sex drive, and it wasn't being met, but it wasn't being met because he was out sleeping with everyone else but me. So I had finally, just because I'm not a cheater, I don't want to be a cheater. So I just asked him, like, um, because I still loved him and I still wanted to be with him. And I know that sounds weird, but it's the truth. So I just asked him, can we have an open relationship? I know what you're doing. You can deny it. I know exactly what you're doing. I don't want to cheat. Can we just have an open relationship? And it took like about 2 weeks or so of us going back and forth about it, and then he finally agreed. Yeah, you can. And I'm like, okay then. Um, so, but what he told me when he agreed to this was, "I'm sorry you have such low self esteem that you need the opposite sex to make you feel empowered and make you feel better about yourself. So if you need an open relationship, that's what you need to make yourself feel good, then sure." which to me is funny because me knowing he was cheating and he was doing all the things he was doing, and then you're gonna sit here and like tell me that. But at the time, I remember reflecting back on what he's saying and thinking like, do I have a low self-esteem? Do I feel low about myself? Do I need the opposite sex to make me feel good? And me coming to conclusion like, no, I just need my needs to be met. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing like that. And I remember when I got into this open relationship, which I've already explained to y'all, it was with James. And James told me he didn't, his wife was still living in their old town. And so it was with James. And I remember telling James all the time I still loved my husband. Like, I still love him, and I know it sounds crazy, but I do. And I just want his affection. I want attention. I can get it from any other man, but I want it from him. And when it doesn't come from the people you love, like, it does hurt. But I remember telling James that. And him like being understanding, and oh yeah, and anyway, I had the open relationship with James. And it was what it was. But I reflected back on that statement that my ex-husband said numerous times. But this is the way they try to, yeah, brain f you, by making it you feel like you're the problem, making you feel like, well, you started all this because you asked for the open relationship. Long behold, you've been cheating on me the entire time, and you knew it and I knew it. But to make me feel belittled and to make me feel less than, that's what you said. So just remember, like, this is the things that they do. And these people probably will never change. I'm not going to say people don't ever change, because people do change. People evolve all the time. But you have to have the mind capacity, you have to have the will, the endurance to want to. I've lost and picked up everything 2 or 3 times because I want to. I have the willpower to. And without anyone's help, my parents never helped me, my family never helped me. It was something I had to do. And like right now, during this part of my life, it's taking me a little longer because I'm just burnt out with having to pick up and start all over again every time, when I know I'm a good person. But just know, like, love is supposed to be patient and kind and respectful and loyal. And if you're not getting that, walk away before it's too late and you lose everything. Don't sit there and tolerate, um, these ideas of what people want to project onto you. If they're not your ideas, and you know that those feelings aren't yours, don't make them fit. Don't make them be yours. Walk away. And people are going to talk if you're doing good or bad. People are going to talk no matter what. That's what people do, because they're unhappy within themselves, that they have to find something wrong with someone else's life to make themselves feel better. And that's just what it is. So just remember that. And like, if any of y'all are going through what I'm going through, know that, you know, I'm here if you need to talk. And don't let anyone's words justify who you are. You be who God created you to be. And when you love someone, love wholeheartedly. And if they come into the relationship with bad and ill intentions, let that be God's. Um, you hand that to God and let God handle them the way God sees fit, because God knows our hearts. Y'all have a good day.